Hello everyone. Today we will discuss about the topic IPv6 address. In this video, we will learn about the IPv6 address, its features, its types, and also the IPv6 header. Okay, so let's we go. IPv6 and its features. IPv6 is made of 128 bits divided into 16-bit segments or blocks. The features of IPv6 is large address space, approx 34 into 10 raised to power 38. Then simplified header, 40 byte, 8 field. We have 8 field in our header we have. End-to-end connectivity, no need of network access translation. Okay. Every host can be directly reach other host. Auto configuration. IPv6 supports both stateful and stateless. Stateful which and stateless auto configuration made of its host device. Okay. Stateless is self configuration. Okay. So then we have the fast forwarding routing. All important information is in starting of the header, therefore router take quick decision. IP security enable but optional now. No broadcast, Anycast support, mobility, smooth transition means dual stack header translation or tunneling. Okay. Then again we are repeating these features of IPv6 is it is of 128 bits, it has 8 segments, it is in the form of hexadecimal, it is classless, no broadcast, backward incompatible. Okay, hexadecimal is 16 values for bits, right? Then we learn about the method to write IPv6. If two blocks contain consecutive zeros, omit them all and replace with double colon sign. I will explain you with the examples this way. Rule 2. Double colon must be used to represent the largest number of 16-bit sets of 0 as possible. Remove leading zeros. Rule number 4, if there are multiple places where colon can be used and the number of zeros are the same on the leftmost set of zones, the colon cannot use to shorten a single 16-bit set of zeros. Okay. So let's we go with the example. Here is my example. Say, I'm writing the address 890 CDEF 000 000 AB 00 DA 00 and 000. Okay, this is our example of IPv6. This is of 16-bit, this of 16 bits, this total it is of 128 bits. Okay, then with the use of rule, I can abbreviate my IP address. How? FFF A890 CDEF. We have consecutive zeros, so we can write double colon here, right? AB00 DA00 000, right? This is our abbreviated IP address. Okay. Then we have also some more examples of abbreviated IP address in other cases. Okay. This is the normal case and we have other cases. Just okay. So full IPv6 address is this 2001 0db8 this. ठीक है. Abbreviated address IPv6, right? They have written the colon, but you can observe this that we didn't write the continuous double colon. Only in single IP address we have written one double colon. Okay. In this example, consecutive groups of zeros are compressed into double colon to make the address shorter while maintaining its uniqueness. Full IPv6 address is this. Abbreviative address is this. In cases where there are two consecutive groups of zeros to compress, the address remains in its full form, right? Loop back address represent the loop back address. Here is the abbreviative and this is the full. Loop back address in IPv6 equivalent to this. Link local address is this example of link local address, the local prefix. Then we have types of IPv6 address. We have three types of IPv6 address: unicast, multicast, anycast. Unicast has also the three types: global address, link local address, unique local address. Okay. Then we proceed with our unicast address. Unicast address is used to refer to a single host. It is meant to send data to a single destination. It is of three types: global address, link local address, unique local address. Range of unicast address is 2001:/16. Here we are sending the request, sending the data to the single destination. You can see in the picture very easily to understand. Okay. Here from the router. Then we have multicast address can be used to deliver a package to a group of destination. Any package sent to a multicast address will be delivered to every host that has joined that particular group. So if a person join a particular group, the person will get the data. Okay, the packet will send to the multiple person who has joined that group. Okay, the range of this is FF00:8. Okay, then we have types of IPv6 address, that is anycast address. Anycast address is very similar to the multicast address. Okay, they will send the data to all, but received by the closest information, or we can say received by the closest interface or system. Assigning in unicast address to more than one interfaces makes unicast address on anycast address is delivered to the closest interface. Okay, delivered to the closest interface. Then we have types of unicast address. Global unicast address is just like IPv4 public address. The range of global unicast address 2001:16 is assigned to the global registries. Global registries, or we can also say that global unicast address is similar to IPv4 public address. Then this is our network ID. Okay. Then this is our IPv6 anatomy. We can say. Then subnet ID is of 16 bits, interface ID is of 64 bits, and global routing prefix is 48 bits. Currently, IANA has assigned only 2000:3 addresses to the global pool. RFC 35 187 states that out of the 128 bits, leftmost 3 bits must be fixed as 001. Okay. Most significant bit of global routing prefix is set of 001, 0, that is 2. This is fixed. The other will change. Okay. Hope you have understand. Let me write global routing prefix is of 48 bits. Subnet ID is of 16 bits. And interface ID is of 64 bits. Okay. Shall we proceed? Okay. Then we have link local address is automatically generated for each IPv6 network interface, are designed to be used for addressing on a single link for purpose such as automatic address configuration, neighbor discovery, or when no router is present. Local automatically generated for each IPv6 network. If don't allot IP to a device, then it will create or generate the IP automatically. It is a private IP generator. Okay. Always start with FE080. Next 48 bits are 0. These addresses are not routable. It is used on a Ethernet segment or within a LAN. It is like an IP API PA range in IPv4. Okay. So this is the link local address. Then in this we have, this is of 64 bit. This of 64 bits, and this interface ID is of 64 bit. Okay. Shall we proceed further? Okay then. Then we have unique local address. ULA address can be routed except on the public internet. The ULA address range is FC00:7, but the first half of the address is FC00:7 is reserved for the assignment by global authority. Okay. ULA is valid within a site or organization or between a limited number of sites. Similar to private IPv4 address, these are not routable on the internet. The second half of the ULA address range FD00:8 is available for local use. ULA can be routed but only within one routing domain. Okay. These are of 48 bit, are subnet IDs of 16 bit. Then our interface IDs of 64 bit in unique local address. Okay. Let me clear it. Easy to understand. I can write to 48-bit, 16-bit, 64-bit. Okay, understand? Then can I remove it? Okay. Then proceed for next. How to make interface ID. The second half of the address, last 64-bit, is always used for interface ID. MAC address is unique 48 bits hexadecimal format. Interface ID take advantage of this MAC address feature. Host divided MAC address into two 24 bits halves, then insert 16-bit value FFE between these two halves. This is our network and this is our host. This is our host. Okay. IPv6 is equal to 128 bits, right? Unique device ID. Let me proceed with an example. This. Okay. We have this. This is our vendor ID of 20. This is our vendor ID. Okay. This is our unique device ID. Okay. So what we have done with this, we have to break this into two pieces, as we have read here, to break into two hexadecimals and fix it with FFE between these two halves, right? We have break this two like a Kit Kat chocolate, break into two parts, then we add FFE, then we have this. Why I write 2 here? Extending unique identifier because of the binary. In this, we have the 7th value to be added on. The 7th value of this we have to replace. Okay, if we have 0, we have to replace it with 1, and if we have 1, we have to replace it with the 0. Here we have 0. If we write the 8 zeros here, write this, I have to write this IP. Okay, let me write 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So its 7th value is 0. I have to complement it with 1 as of the rule. And if we have here the 1, we have to complement it with the 2. So 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0. What is will be? Binary into decimal is a 2. So 0, 2 here come. Okay. So this is our IP interface ID. Okay. Hope you have understand it very clearly. Then we have some notes. This is the notes you can write if you have any examinations, or you have to write for your reference also. The :1/128 is a loopback address. :FFFF:0:0/96 are the IPv4 mapped address. We also discuss about the mapping of IPv4. FE80, sorry, :10 are the link local unicast address. :10 is the default route. 2001 :DB8 :/32 are the documentation address. $F00:8 are multicast address. $:128 is unspecified address. Okay, mapping. Mapping of IPv4. Here is the what are the IPv4 map address? Sorry, F right 0 right colon 0/96. Let me confirm this, right? Same. Okay, now I have to write it in the binary form. 000. This is of 16 bits. Okay, I have written it in this way. 000 000 000 000 000. Okay, then FFF 000 000. Okay, this is of 16. This is of 16. This is of 16. 16 16 16 16. Okay, 80 bits all 0, right? This is 80 bit all zeros. Then IPv6. Okay, 80 plus this is of 16 plus this of 32 16 16 32 is equal to 80 plus 16 plus 32. 128, right? Bits. Okay. Example. Then it is 192.168.10.28 in binary. We can say 100.10.00.0001.1100. Okay, then I have to write in IPv6 form, means hexadecimal form. C0 AB 0 A 1 C, right? Then we write it like C0 AB colon 0 A 1 C. IPv4 to IPv6 equals to double colon FFF C 0 A B C A B 0 sorry C 0 A 1 C. Done. Mapped. Done. Okay. Then we proceed. Then we have transitions from IPv4 to IPv6. Dual stack router. Router can be installed with both IPv4 and IPv6 address configured on its interface, pointing to the network of relevant IP address. If we have the device, just like we have the source of both IPv4 or IPv6. If we have the request, we have sent the request of IPv4 to DNS, then DNS will send this, then this to IPv4 and IPv4 service. If we have the request to the DNS of IPv6 service, then DNS revert, then again IPv6 service. Destination will. DNS stands for domain name system, or we can say domain name server. Okay. Then we have tunneling. Tunneling in the context of transitioning from IPv4 to IPv6 refers to a technique that allows IPv6 packets to be transmitted over an IPv4 network. This is necessary because IPv4 and IPv6 are not directly compatible due to differences in addressing schemes and packet formats. Tunneling provides a way to encapsulate IPv6 packets within IPv4 packets so they can traverse IPv4 only networks until IPv6 supports is available. As here is our client, okay, and here is the device IPv4 supporting, okay. So here is our server, which is of IPv6. So what in this we can say the one packet you can wrap another packet on it and send, which is known as encapsulation done. If we have the IPv4 packet, it will cover it with the IPv6 and then forward to device which is of IPv6. And if we send the IPv6 data to IPv4 device, the packet which is covered with the IPv4 will go to the client. If we send the IPv6 to the server of IPv6, then the cover will remove, directly the IPv6 will go. Okay. Then key points about tunneling. Encapsulation. IPv6 packets are encapsulated with IPv4 packets, right? I have explained you in the normal way. This means in IPv6 packets become the payload data of an IPv4 packet. Okay, tunnel endpoints. These are of two endpoints in tunneling. Tunnel entry point, tunnel exit point. This way, entry point, this where IPv6 packets are encapsulated in IPv4 packet. Encapsulated means it is covered by IPv4. And exit point, this is where IPv4 packets are decapsulated to extract the original IPv6 packet. Okay, decapsulated, the cover I have covered on the IP6 packet, it will removed. Okay. Then types of tunnels. There are different types of tunneling technique used, such as manual tunnel, automatic tunnel. Manual tunnel configured explicitly by network administrators, and automatic tunnels automatically established based on IPv6 routing protocols. Transition mechanism tunneling is one of several transition mechanisms used during the migration of IPv4 to IPv6. It allows IPv6 traffic to traverse IPv4 only parts of the network infrastructure. Example, one common tunneling program used is 624, which allows IPv6 packet to be transmitted over an IP4 network without requiring explicit point-to-point links between IPv6 routers, advantages of tunneling, interoperability, gradual deployment, okay, and others. Then we have NAT network address translation plays a significant role in transitions from IPv4 to IPv6 by allowing devices on an IPv6 network to communicate with device of IPv4 network and vice versa. Here is detailed explanation of NAT in this context. Okay, here what is happening, the IPv6 data is changed to the IPv4 according to the network, and if we have the IPv4 data is changed to the IPv6 according to the network. Okay, IPv4 to IPv6 communication. When an IPv4 network needs to communicate with IPv4 network, NAT64 network address translation 64 is typically used. NAT64 translates IPv6 address to IPv4 address or vice versa, enabling communication between devices on different IP version. Okay, translation mechanism, IPv6 to IPv4 translation. NAT64 translate this. Okay, and in the IPv4 to IPv6 translate, DNS64 translates. Okay, DNS responsibility synthesized AAA record. Okay, operation, NAT64 operates at the network layer 3 and can be involve a stateful translation where mapping between IPv6 and IPv4 address are maintained. Here, see here, in tunneling, I have also written some extra points, and also in NET, I have written some extra points that it is useful for the people who are giving their examination of BA, BCA or BTech, for in which he has the concept, so he can read the theory easily. Okay, she can read the theory. Then we have IPv6 header. IPv6 header has 8-bit. 8-bit or 8 field? Let me know. In IPv4, we have how many fields? Sorry, 12. Here we have 8 fields. Okay, so IPv6 header is of 40 byte long, whereas IPv4 header is of 20 bytes. Okay, 2 times larger. Then go with the first things. What is the version in IPv6? Version is, it represents version of internet protocol. Okay, then we have the traffic class. The 8-bit field in the IPv6 header can assume different values to enable the source node to differentiate between packets generated by it by associating different delivering priorities to them. This field is subsequently used by the originating nodes and routers to identify the data packets that belongs to same traffic class and distinguish between packets with different priorities. In this traffic class, it will distinguish the packets with the different priorities and also identify the data packet that belongs to the same traffic. Okay, then we have a flow label and QoS management. The 20-bit flow label field in IPv6 header can be used by source to label set of packets belonging to the same flow. The IPv6 routers must handle the packet belonging to same flow in a similar fashion. The IPv6 router must handle the packet that belongs to the same flow similar fashion. If we have the similar fashion, we have the same flow, then the router must be handle the packets. Okay, when the router receives the first packet of a new flow, they can process the information carried the IPv6 header, routing header, and hop-to-hop extension headers and store the results in a cache memory and use the results to route all other packets belonging to same flow. Okay, so with the same header, the packet is belonging. Okay, then we have payload length. This field is used to tell the routers how much information a particular packet contains its payload. It is used to tell the router how much information particular packet has the payload. Then we have next header. This field usually specify the transport layer protocol used by packet payload. The two most common kinds of next headers are TCP6, UDP17, but many other headers are also possible. Hop limit, the main function of this field is to avoid looping. It is used, hop limit is used to avoid the looping. And IPv6 data packet can pass through a max of 254 routers before being discarded. Okay. So in this video, I have written all the topics in very simple ways. Okay. You can learn and easily understand. If you want to make a notes by seeing it, you can pause my video and make the notes. Okay, thanks for watching. Hope you will understand all the concepts of IPv6. Then if you have any issue and any query, let me know in the comments. Thank you.